You never turn on the sound.
Oh. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Now are we on?
Yeah.
I just automatically assume that the sound will turn on when I turn everything on, not that the mic is off. Well, basically, in summary, hey guys, welcome back to Life Above the Clouds. Happy Friday. My name is Lauren Gaw, and this is Derek Shelby Jones.
Hi.
Derek has been crawling up in the attic.
And that's it.
All morning, trying to do stuff for the house.
I'm covered in fiberglass, and I'm sitting down today.
Yeah. This is why we're running a little bit late. We had to turn the power off for the house, so we were running a little bit late, and Derek didn't even have time to shower, and he's exhausted. So I told him he didn't even have to be in it, but he is going to man the computer.
I'm here.
The computer guy today.
I'm alive.
He's here and he's alive. We're alive. Mike Finney is here. Jerry Devlin is here. Charles Temple is here. So you guys are all alive. I'm glad to hear it. Another week in quarantine. I don't know what else to say about it.
I think a lot of people aren't quarantined anymore.
Really?
We still are.
Are you guys still quarantined? Let me know if you guys are still quarantined, because here in Los Angeles, we're still quarantined. Anyway, this week we are making tiramisu cupcakes. Tiramisu is one of Derek's favorite desserts, and he always requests it. And unfortunately, tiramisu is a really long process to make. There's a lot of steps to it. So instead, I thought we would shorten the process and make some tiramisu cupcakes. There's the oven. We are going to make cupcakes and brush them with a coffee syrup and then top them with a mascarpone frosting. And if you guys know what's in a tiramisu, it's usually lady fingers that are soaked in a coffee syrup and then layered with a mascarpone cream. So it is very similar, and I love making cupcakes because then they're single serve little cakes, and it's actually, Mike Finney is partially out of quarantine in Vegas. Hi from NYC, Tanya B. How's NYC doing? I know that you guys have been in quarantine for a long time. Charles Temple is still in quarantine. Charles, where are you? And Jerry says, Phoenix, we are back. Well, how does it feel to be back? Because, it would be nice.
I don't think they are. I just saw someone post about a graduation in Phoenix where they did like a quarantine graduation.
Oh. Well, happy graduation, Jerry. But anyway, I was also going to say that it's my friend Milton's birthday this weekend, and we're going to do a social distancing picnic. And I'm also going to bring these cupcakes. And I was talking about making a birthday cake, but then we decided that single served would be better, so we're not like contaminating all one big cake. I don't know. Also, I need to know if you're coming to that. Anyway, should we start with our ingredients? Oh, look at that, framed so well. So we have 1 1/3 cup of flour. This is 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of espresso powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I have 1/2 cup of butter total, and I'm gonna substitute 1 tablespoon of cannabis butter. I'll put my picture-in-picture on. Because we're gonna make 12 cupcakes, so I like to do 1 tablespoon of cannabis butter per 12 servings. We also have, what else do we have? 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. This is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 1/2 cup of milk. Now, we are going to start by whisking together the dry ingredients. I have...
Keenan's here.
Who's here? Keeson's here.
Keeson, that's right.
What did you say?
I said Keenan.
Keenan. So we are going to whisk together our dry ingredients, our flour,
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew,
our
pew.
baking powder, coffee powder, and salt. So for the baking, what am I saying? For the espresso powder, you can also use instant coffee granules. I actually made my own espresso powder. Some girl on the internet said that I could do that. So I did that by using already brewed espresso beans and dried them out and then ground them up really fine. The only thing about that is that I feel like the coffee flavor will be less intense as if you used instant coffee pre-bought espresso powder. Anyway, so a little whiskey. looks good. And now we're going to beat together our butters and our sugars. So in my other bowl, I'm getting better at the framing thing. I'm going to add my partially melted butters. We want our butters to be at room temperature, so they'll beat up really nicely.
Beat up.
You're in the area where I usually put like
beat up
and stuff. And then my 2 sugars. And I'm going to use my hand mixer. Are you just scrolling on Instagram while you're
I'm on news.
Oh, anything good on the news? Guys, apparently in Canada, there's a certain strain of cannabis that they're saying might help combat coronavirus. Is that true? What do we think about that?
You could just throw out random things without you ever reading about it.
I don't know. This is something you told
I
me
read about it. You didn't read
read
about
up
it,
in
but
the news.
I wouldn't know enough about to speak to it.
Well, maybe somebody else knows enough about to speak to it, so I'm throwing the topic out there. Charles Temple says HBD melt. Oh my gosh, I'm going to tell him you said that. So I'm going to beat these guys together. I feel like I should have used my bigger bowl. I don't know what I was thinking because I have it right here. You can see it in frame. It's just sitting there. We'll make do. We will make do. So this is a very important step that we want to beat these together really well because we want to make sure our butters are really well combined. And then also, when you cream together the butters and sugars, that's what's going to make a fluffy cupcake. Fluffy butter equals fluffy cupcakes and fluffy frosting. We were talking about that last 2 weeks ago when we made our chocolate chip cupcakes with espresso frosting, or coffee frosting, which was a killer recipe. Also, guys, last week's recipe, another great one, we made cheddar biscuits with maple bacon butter. They were pretty delish. I'm saying both of those recipes are going to be in my top 10. I was also thinking, today is, I think, my 86th episode of Life Above the Clouds. Isn't that crazy?
86.
And I know that still means 20 more weeks until we reach 100 episodes. But I was thinking for my 100th episode, I should do something special, like talk about my top 10 recipes. So I've been thinking about which ones would be in my top 10. You guys have any favorites? Let me know.
That will be like that Masked Singer episode where they just recapped the songs again and everybody hated it.
Well, maybe we'll make one of them that's...
Why would they want to see you make one again?
I don't know. Maybe I'll make it better the second
I
time
read that
around.
someone is trying CBD to treat the virus, but there isn't really any medical basis for it. CBD isn't a rival. No, there's some. I've read deeper into this. There's some scientists in Canada that have been testing, like a compound that's found within CBD that they're finding that it's blocking like a protein that does something with the virus, but it's like, yeah, it's nothing substantial yet.
Well, if anything, maybe it'll help alleviate the symptoms.
Sure.
Okay, so continuing on, we are going to... I don't know why I took the beaters off. Why did I do that, guys?
Because you're very high.
I'm not.
Hey man, why are you so high?
We don't have any weed. Derek just said before this that we should order some.
Why are you so high?
So now I'm going to add in my vanilla extract.
Ooh.
And then my eggs. Did you even wash your hands so you
Yes,
could
I did.
partially help?
I did wash my hands, but now they're touching my shirt. That for sure has
Oh
fiberglass
yeah,
on
your
it.
shirt's disgusting. He sweated through all of his clothes because the attic. I didn't have.
The attic is like 100 plus.
Yeah, it's like a sauna in there. You love saunas. Okay, I'm just gonna wipe this on my shirt, guys. Don't judge me. It's fine.
You're wiping that egg on your shirt?
Yeah, because I forgot to bring a rag over
And
here.
you can't just go grab one?
No, I don't want to leave camera.
You weirdo, I'm here.
Yeah, you're. It's fine. Your shirt's dirty. Why can't my shirt be dirty?
Different type of dirty.
Alright. So, got my eggs
She's
in
got her
here.
eggs in a bowl. She's got her eggs in a bowl.
And now
Got
I'm
her
going
eggs
to
in a bowl. Hey.
see. Now I don't know if what they're seeing, because I like to see what they're seeing. I mean, in real time.
What do you mean in real time?
So if you have Streamlabs open, I can see what the real time is because that has a lag. So I can know if like it's in the right frame, if it's picture-in-picture is working, you know. Okay, now I'm gonna alternate adding the flour mixture and our milk. So
You're
just,
so picky.
thank you. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of this,
And a little bit of that.
a little bit of this, and a little bit of that.
A little bit of this.
Alright. Add half of our milk. And then a little more flour. I like flour to be the last thing that I add. So we're going to save a bit. Mike Finney says, instead of getting a Switch, you should look at a Raspberry Pi running in Retro Pi Game emulator software.
But then she would have to build it.
I don't know what any of those things are.
Lauren does not have the ability to build a Raspberry Pi.
What is that?
It's just like open source tech that there's like all sorts of things that you can like find, essentially designs and concepts to build your own electronics and stuff.
Oh. I could make a Raspberry Pi. Does that sound good?
No.
Charles Temple says the recipe last week looked wonderful. Charles, it was to die for.
It was amazing.
So flipping good. We should make more. We're gonna make more.
We even had breakfast one morning where we had eggs on toast and we spread the butter,
maple
bacon butter on the toast
Yeah.
before the eggs went down. Oh my god.
The maple bacon butter is so good. And we also did a day where we made little sandwiches out of the biscuits.
Oh my
That
god.
was good.
Yeah. We had a day where we got high. It was in the morning?
No, we ate it for lunch. We used our leftover pulled pork, which we bought more pork shoulder, and Derek's gonna smoke it. And we're gonna maybe do that for Memorial Day. But anyway, we had leftovers from last time and we made pulled pork sandwiches and that was so good.
When's Memorial Day?
Monday. Happy Memorial Day weekend, guys.
Oh.
Mike Finney says, no, the Raspberry Pi is a hardware unit, only $55. That sounds reasonably priced.
Yeah, but it's made for literally making your own stuff.
Oh. Well, then I probably would not take full advantage of that.
I was going to use a Raspberry Pi screen on the boat.
Ah. So.
Because there's someone that makes
Now
like
we are done with
touch
this.
screen.
I'm pretty sure. And I am just going to scrape the sides of the bowl. And our cupcake batter is ready.
I'm so tired.
I know. I'm sorry.
What if I just go upstairs and lay down for a second?
You can. I told you didn't have to do this if you didn't want to.
Alright guys, been real.
Guys, it's just me by myself talking. I hope everyone is really active in the chat because if not, I don't know what I'm going to talk about by myself. So, I have my cupcake tin. See, I'm already losing it. My muffin tin, my cupcake tin, and I'm just going to line it with some cupcake liners. What do you guys think? We have pink and blue and brown. And we also have crazy patterns like Christmas and Valentine's Day and Easter and who knows what. I guess we'll just do pink and blue. Mike Finney says they make tabletop arcade machine kits for the Raspberry Pi that can run thousands of games. Well, that sounds cool. Do you have one, Mike? You seem to know a lot about it. I obviously have never even heard of it, so I don't know what to say. All right, so we have one row of pinks and 2 rows of blues. I feel like we're making cupcakes for a baby shower. We're obviously not. And I have my wonderful scoop that I use every single week. And we are just going to scoop out our cupcakes. And these smell so good. I always say this, but it's funny how butter and sugar mixed together just smells so wonderful. Who would have thought? I mean, Brazos, you know, loves butter. I don't know where he is right now, but whenever he smells butter, it's so funny. I have it on the countertop, and he'll start licking the side of the counter as high as he can reach, I think because he thinks that he can get to it or taste it, or I don't know what he's thinking. But he is very cute. You guys have seen him. So I already have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. And once I finish scooping, we are going to bake these for, well, I'll just go ahead and finish. I'll just go ahead and finish this. I'm going to scoop all the rest of it into the last one. Alright. I know they say you're not supposed to eat raw dough, but don't tell anyone. Alright. So, here is, I'm getting better at the framing thing. Here are our cupcakes ready to go in the oven, and they're going to bake for about 18 to 20 minutes until, what am I saying? Guys, talking is hard. So these are going to go in the oven at 350 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. So I'll be right back. Okay, just had to reset the camera for a sec. So now we're gonna make our coffee syrup that we are going to brush over our cupcakes. So in another bowl, I need to go get more bowls too, I'll be right back. Miasha Bolden, did I say that right? Heart eyes, I know you're talking about me. And Charles Temple says raspberry pie and pie sounds great. It does. Raspberry pie, like P-I-E. That does sound good. I'm gonna have to try that. And I also have a pastry brush, and we're going to mix together our coffee syrup. So in a smaller bowl, we are going to combine a 1/4 cup of espresso. Now, I actually brewed fresh espresso before the show, but you could also use instant coffee or espresso powder. And we're gonna, this is just milk, so I'm just gonna use this measuring cup. We're gonna combine a 1/4 cup of espresso. Let's see. I like for you guys to see what's happening. So that is gonna go into our bowl. We are also going to add 3 tablespoons of sugar. And then, oh, Bin Mercado, hi Bin Mercado, says, wow, now I'm hungry. Charles Temple, the hardest part is waiting for it to finish cooking. I eat the dough too. I know, I'm really impatient. I always am trying, tasting everything before it's done. Where were we? Okay, so now we're also going to add 1 tablespoon of Grand Marnier. You can also use dark rum, or you can use coffee liqueur. I just bought this Costco-sized bottle of Grand Marnier. I went to Costco 2 days ago. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram. You should. In my Insta story, I posted a little picture of my full cart bursting to the seams because I feel like if I'm going to go out and I'm going to go to the store, I have to, you know, take full advantage of my trip. So I loaded up. I did find flour, you guys. I bought a 50-pound bag of flour. Today at Home Depot, I also bought some food-grade tubs that I can store in. So now I have so much flour, I don't know what to do with. But I'm happy that I can keep making these recipes because before I'm like, oh, what recipes can I make without flour? But I have a ton of flour. Unfortunately, I have no yeast because you guys have seen that everybody's making bread right now. Bread is like the thing to do. So I think I'm going to have to make a sourdough starter because that has no yeast. So I am also going to add, look at this, Grand Marnier. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at this framing thing. It's really hard because it's backwards, you know? So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of Grand Marnier. Here we go. I don't have this pre-measured because I don't have enough tiny bowls. Ooh, that smells nice. Well, that was like really terrible framing. Miasha Bolden says, how long have you been broadcasting? Well, today we're running a little bit late. I usually start at 2 p.m., but we ran, like 20 minutes late? But in general, I've been doing the Life Above the Clouds show since 2018, guys. Isn't that crazy how the time really flies? So I just mixed this all in together. You want the sugar to dissolve, so you do want your espresso or your, hot water plus espresso powder, instant coffee. You want that to be warm. I did brew the espresso at 130, so it is kind of cooled off, but I think that my sugar has pretty much warmed up. I'm actually going to throw it into the microwave for like 30 seconds to heat it up so my sugar dissolves completely. So another BRB. Alright, I just left that in the microwave. And we are going to also put together, now we're going to make our mascarpone frosting. Mascarpone is a special kind of cheese. It's kind of similar to cream cheese, but not quite. I looked up the difference, but I can't 100% remember it now. It's something about how one uses whole milk and one doesn't, so don't quote me on that. So in another bowl, we are going to mix, well, I don't know what I'm saying. So in another bowl, I am going to add, this is 3/4 cups of mascarpone cheese. Nice little plop. Okay. And I am to that, just wipe my hands off. I am also going to add, here my stuff here. Here we go. This is a 1/3 cup of powdered sugar plus 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. Now to this, I am also going to add 1.5 tablespoons of coffee liqueur. You could also use rum. We don't have coffee liqueur or rum, so I am going to use my Baileys that I have left over from my Bailey's Irish Cream Cupcakes recipe. You know, Bailey's goes great with coffee, so why can't I use it today? Why can't I use it today? Because I can't open the bottle. So we are gonna add 1.5 tablespoons. Woo. Oh, that was good. Don't you guys love this cute little measuring cup that I have? It's great for measuring liquids like this. So I am also going to have to go and clean my beaters because we're going to use the hand mixer again. But I'm just gonna mix this together right now. Guys, no one has said anything in the chat for a long time. I'm just trying to talk off the dome here. So this is roughly mixed together and I will be right back. I'm gonna go wash my beaters for the hand mixer again and we are going to make some whipped cream. So, do you guys want to look at the wall or do you guys want to look at the bowl? And we're back. I brought back the coffee syrup that I'm just going to give a little mix because we wanted to make sure all the granulated sugar was dissolved. I like this. Now that Derek's not here, I framed it so just for my height, and now you guys can actually see the table. Is that nice? Oh, what? So, let's put this guy back together, and we are going to we're going to whip up our whipped cream. So, in another bowl, we got a big bowl. So many bowls out right now. Oh, I bought this at Costco also. This is way more heavy whipping cream than I'm going to know what to do with, but, you know, cream really does make all the difference in everything. Cream and butter. Just add cream and butter to everything. Am I like starting to sound like Paula Deen? So we are going to whip up 3/4 of heavy cream. There's just so many bowls, so many things to look at here, aren't there? All right, I am still using the same measuring cup. It's only has coffee and milk in here, so it's not gonna hurt anybody. I was like, why isn't it pouring? It still has the little cap on here. Did you guys see that? I know it's like a small picture-in-picture, but I just opened the thing and I got it all in my hair. Ah! Can you guys see? There's still pink in my hair. One of my friends who lives in New York, actually, she is going to send me this like hair dye kit that she found in her closet. It's like bright red magenta hair dye. I told her I would use it. Why not? I love messing around with my hair. It's just hair, I feel like, you know? It'll always grow back. So why not have fun with it? All right. So here we go, adding my heavy whipping cream here. And then this is gonna take a while, so you gotta be patient when you're whipping up cream. I want my mixer on high because we're trying to whip it good. Tanya B says, your recipes are so awesome. I've made some for friends and they're always a hit. Oh my gosh, yay! Tanya, which recipes have you made? That really means a lot to me. You guys, if you ever make my recipes, please send me a picture on Instagram or tag me or something because I would love to see how it turned out. And I love to hear that they're a hit. Thank you. I mean, I like my recipes, but it's nice to know that other people also like them. Derek always makes fun of me because he says sometimes I make things that other people aren't gonna like. Like, I've made zucchini brownies and zucchini bread on this channel, which I get it, those are not universally popular, but I like them, and so sometimes I just want to make something that I like to make. A lot of times when I try to think of what I'm gonna make for a Friday recipe, it's like, what do I want to eat? And what do I have in the fridge right now, or in the pantry right now that I can use? Those are the two questions that I ask myself. Sometimes I try to like look up the food trends and the food news, see what's popular, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm just gonna make what I'm gonna wanna eat. Because as much as I would love to share it with you guys, unfortunately, you can't taste the food through the camera, and I'm the one that's eating it by myself or with my special guest, who is myself this week. So I wanna eat it, or make something that I wanna eat. I hope that the volume is okay for you guys right now. I know that the mixer is really, really loud. But you can see that it's already starting to thicken up. We are going to whip this up until it forms nice stiff peaks. So you have to be patient, and you can do this by hand if you want to. It's going to take a lot of arm muscle, but I highly recommend using a hand mixer or a stand mixer. No one else said anything in the chat, guys. Just talking to myself over here. So I mentioned it before that I've been watching Gilmore Girls on Netflix because I never watched it the first time around. And sorry to spoil it for anybody, but what the heck? Luke has a kid. I don't know what to think about that. Alright, so we've got it whipped up to nice stiff peaks. You can't really see, but when it's holding its shape, that's what we want. I'm just gonna clean off my beaters. Okay, and now I have to get another spatula also. So I will be right back. I have returned. Oh, you can't even see me. So I brought back my piping bag and my tip and also another spatula. And I'm just going to scrape the sides a little bit here. And now we are going to fold this into our mascarpone mixture. This, I feel like I could have also used the beaters for this. But, you know, live a little. No, I should. I'm going to use the beaters for this also. And I'm going to use my finger for this. My hands are clean. I feel like I've washed them 47 times today. Ooh, yes. Oh my God, so good. So we're going to mix this all together anyway, so I'm just going to use the same beaters. And we want to whip this up, kind of make it one consistency. We don't want any chunks of the cheese in there. And again, we're making this light and fluffy. We like our frosting to be nice and fluffy. Now we are going to fold this in by hand because I don't want to lose any of the air that we whipped into the whipped cream. Because if you beat it, you may lose all those air pockets in there. So I just do like a nice little scooping action. Is that what you would call that? Alright. I just did it in 2 incorporations. Just want to mix these guys together. And you can, once you're done with the frosting, you obviously can use a spatula to frost your cupcakes. I always like to use a piping bag because I like the way that it looks. But there is our frosting. Ooh, our cupcakes are ready. All right, I'm going to go check on the cupcakes. So they actually needed like 2 or 3 more minutes, so we're gonna leave that in there. And now, this is definitely easier with a helper. I am going to load my frosting into my piping bag. Unfortunately, it's just me today. Derek is laying down upstairs. Ant Spring. I don't know what YK means, but thank you for thinking that I am sexy. Alright, so I got my piping bag and I'm just gonna use my spatula to scoop it in here. This is also helpful. I don't have one. If you have like a really tall glass, to put this inside the glass. But I'm just gonna use my hands. I also just remembered that I forgot another ingredient that I'm gonna have to go run and get, but I can go get that when I go check on the cupcakes again. There we go. This frosting is pretty thick. A lot of times you don't want the frosting to come out the bottom, so that's why it's good to put it in a glass, or else it could be on your table. All right, I'm actually not doing so poorly with this single person action. Here we go. So our frosting is ready to go. Our cupcakes are still in the oven, but they are just about to be ready. But lucky us, guys. Ta-da! I made some yesterday. So I am just gonna continue on with our recipe. Tanya B said the donuts, peanut butter bars, also the chocolate cupcakes. Did you make the chocolate cupcakes that had no egg in them, or did you make my classic chocolate cupcakes? Both are delicious. I'm just curious. And Ant Spring, no, I don't get high every day. Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know what the correct answer is for that. So we are going to now brush our cupcakes with our coffee syrup. You want to do this while your cupcakes are still warm because that's going to help the syrup really soak into the cupcakes. Or if your cupcakes are cool, then you want your coffee syrup to be still warm. So luckily I had put this in the microwave not too long ago, so it's still a little bit warm. We are going to get a toothpick. You could also use a fork or a skewer. And we are going to poke some holes into our little cupcakes because we really want that syrup to go all the way down. Oh my gosh, there are, let me go check on the cupcakes again. Okay, look at these. So, funnily enough, all my toothpicks are right here, so I had no toothpick to test, but we're gonna test the center of one. Oh, see? I don't know if you guys can see that. There's still a little bit of moist batter coming off on this one, so they need just like a minute more. Okay. I know, annoying, because that means I'm gonna have to go run over there in a minute. I'm gonna get a clean toothpick, and I am just going to continue poking these guys. I'm just going around the whole thing, poking it, what, 8 times, 7 times? I don't know. And now we have our coffee syrup. Oh, Aunt Spring, thank you for the donation. And is asking, am I available for a catering event? Well, thank you for the offer, but especially right now with quarantine and stuff, I don't know if going out for an event is great. And also, I've never done mass cooking for an event, like catering. I usually just do one batch here, one batch there. But if you want to email me, there's the timer. If you want to email me, my email address is in my about whatever info, whatever. Yeah, email me. Keep me up to date on your events. I love to hear what people are doing. Don't these look awesome? I mean, they look kind of just like those. So I have a little cooling rack. I'm just going to set them aside to cool in here. So with our hot cupcakes that are just fresh out of the oven, we would just let them cool enough to where we could use our hands to pull them out of the muffin tin. And then we would do our toothpick trick here. And now I'm going to just brush these with our coffee syrup. So, let's see. Say less. Aunt Spring says say less 100, 100. I don't really know what that means. Sorry. So, we want our cupcake to be nice and soaked, just like if we were using lady fingers to make a traditional tiramisu. You can see it kind of soak into these little holes. All right. Derek, do you want to come back down to try one? No? Okay, I'll bring it up. Derek is too tired to come back down and try one. So I have my cupcakes. They're nicely drenched with our coffee syrup, and I'm going to top them off with our mascarpone cream frosting. I like a nice little swirl. Okay, and just like regular tiramisu, just like a traditional tiramisu, I'm going to dust the tops with cocoa powder, which was the ingredient I mentioned that I had forgotten to get. So I'm going to get it. Look at that, guys. I remembered to reset the camera again because it cuts off every 30 minutes. Okay, so I have just unsweetened cocoa powder and a little fine mesh sieve, and I'm just going to spoon a little bit into here and dust it on. Do you guys want to see my face while I do it? Look at that. Oh, these are so gorgeous. All right, that's it. All right, we are done with our cupcakes. I feel like I want to zoom in so you guys can see it. Well, I'm gonna zoom in on our little cupcakes. Do they look cute on my plate? It's all about presentation, you know. Oh yes, look at our cute little tiramisu. Oh, sorry with my terrible camera work. Oh, look at our cute little tiramisu cupcakes. Oh, I want to go back out. So, the only thing left to do is to try them. All right. Ooh, they smell so good. I can smell the coffee, and I love coffee. Like, a couple weeks ago when we made chocolate chip cupcakes with coffee frosting. Just reminds me how much I love coffee. Every single morning, I have to have my coffee. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so good. The cupcakes are still light, but the dark sugar, I don't know what I'm saying most of the time. The cupcakes are still light, but the brown sugar really brings a kind of a rich flavor, but soaking them with that coffee syrup makes them so moist, and then I love the mascarpone cream on top. And we've got two different boozes in here. We have Grand Marnier in the coffee syrup, and we have, well, Bailey's Irish Cream in our mascarpone cream, but you can use dark rum, which is also very traditional for a tiramisu or coffee liqueur like Kahlua or something like that. But I didn't have that, so you get what you got. But that is it. That's it, guys. Was that quick and easy? My Finny says they look great. Thank you. I know it seems like a lot of steps and a lot of bowls. I went through a lot of bowls today because we had to make our cupcake batter and our coffee syrup and our frosting. But it's worth it, guys. These are so good. And if you like tiramisu or if you like coffee, I think you're going to love these cupcakes. So I guess we're going to wrap it up for the week. I hope everybody has a really wonderful week and the week's over. What am I saying? I don't even know what the days are. Does it matter? Is anyone still celebrating the different days of the week? Or celebrating, acknowledging? Well, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this week. We made tiramisu cupcakes with a mascarpone cream frosting, and they're dusted with cocoa powder, and they're so good, and I hope you try them. And if you do, please take pictures and tag me on social media. All the links are in the description section below, as well as my Patreon page. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give my channel, and give this video a big thumbs up and share it with all of your friends. And I hope you guys are safe and healthy and well, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. This is the most awkward part that I love, where we're like still saying goodbye and we're still signing off. I know you guys do that when you're like in your Zoom calls and you say goodbye and then you have to hang up. Anyway, all right, goodbye.